Okay, so this is a very quick explanation of how this plugin or plugins, I guess, work. So just because the example was parent channel to a child, I'm wanting to go back from that child to the parent. So what I can do is like load in Loopback, and that's the send one is the effect, the return is the plugin. So it's now technically sending the audio signal. There's nothing coming through right now. Then you can load the return plugin. So this is the current form of it. It's still being tweaked. And you can see here it is recording the samples. So it's sending. If I were to like turn off this, then you can see that it's still there. It stopped here though. That's the first time I saw that. Okay, so I did have another plugin loaded, so maybe that's still active. I don't know. Nonetheless, this is working for the buffer length and then the amount. And I assign this to channel 5. So if this is assigned to channel 5, then it will send this generator, and which is whatever audio is coming from this. So wherever this is, it will send the audio back to the generator. Then you can assign a mixer track here. So if I were to play this, it's now going through the cycles. There's a bit of a delay. So nothing's actually playing now, but it's still cycling through the buffer. So I just threw a soft clipper on there. I can also take this off. But I threw a soft clipper on there just to ensure I don't really go really high. But there's levels that it will be like you're basically playing with the buffer, so it needs to be relatively at the right level for it not to cause runaway feedback, which is a little delicate. And it will also feed into the buffer whatever you actually play. So like if you're on the so I put this through 5.2. That's like one snare hit, just like that, but it's repeating. So it may actually cycle through the there it's cycling there. That's the cycle. So it's a feedback loop, right? So whatever goes into it, it's kind of continue cycling through. And you can adjust the feedback level on the loop cycle. So what you're doing is you're affecting the loop cycle. Now I haven't tried this in Patcher, but I'm thinking it might also work in Patcher. Now for this, if you want to end the audio, I added a few buffer controls. So the fade out just brings it down. I should probably improve this a bit because I think it causes a little bit of glitchiness. But if you press this a bunch of times, think I should have this as a press to hold to reduce. And then you can also stop the audio being built in it. So we'll just keep it going at whatever it's at. Yeah, it doesn't really build it a whole lot. And then, so this is sort of like actually building the filter. So it's actually looping through over and over again. So it's building the loop, it's building the buffer content. And then for the clear, it just clears the buffer completely. So it gets rid of whatever's looping. So as a real time thing, it sort of makes sense. Also, like whatever you have in the, like you could put this anywhere to anywhere. So your levels actually do matter for what will be fed into the filter. Man, I think it's stereo, so the pan probably also will do weird things. But it lets you build a loopback buffer with audio playing through it. So this is still a bunch of little things that I will probably do with it. But as far as something that can send from the child to the parent and then filter back through to the child, this is done using the generator as an intermediate. So it's a little ad hoc, but it's the two plugins that are linked, sort of like they're sharing a common audio buffer between the two plugins. So they work as a pair. Like you can't just load two instances of the send. I'm thinking about making a return effect, but I'm not sure if that's going to work in FL Studio. Something to do, but then it would let you bypass the generator, which I think is actually needed for some things like in Patcher and stuff. You would still, like a generator's treat it differently than a effect. So it's actually useful to have the generator is what I was thinking. But if using effect send and an effect return, it may still work for doing it. I haven't tested it yet, but that would be like the next step in sort of development of these grouped plugins to route audio. But it works. It's just not so practical. Yeah.